More bad news for Liverpool today. Gareth Southgate reporting that Joe Gomez pulled up during training for England with what looked like a serious injury. That, of course, adds to their concerns at the back. Stevie, obvious question, obvious statement, I know. Joe Gomez out is another blow for Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah, for Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool, it's an injury that has just come at the wrong time. Listen, Joe Gomez was the guy that Klopp was looking to solidify the problems that were left when Van Dijk got injured. And now that he's gone, I mean, it's an absolute catastrophe. You're looking at two rookies, right. Phillips and Williams, and you're looking at an experienced player in Matip, but a player who can't play 2 games in a row. So the question is, how do they fill that void? And I really have no idea, because
we
couldn't play the rookies.
Before go back, so could someone like Jordan Henderson, for example, go and play as centre-back?
No, I don't think so. John Henderson's not built for that. You know, the likes of Fabinho and Fernandinho at City and Liverpool, the reason they could do it is because they play a game that's suited to reading it, breaking it up, cool, calm, collected, organising. That's pretty much what a centre-back does. The likes of Jordan Henderson, he's all about energy and closing the ball down quickly. You can't do that as centre-back. You step out and leave a hole, good players will kill you. So there is no obvious central midfielder that can go back in there. And as I said, you're left with 2 rookies and a guy who can't play 2 games in a row.
Robert, your reaction?
Yeah, I think it's a very sad thing for Joe Gomez. It's a sad thing for Liverpool because he's their main centre-half. He will be with Van Dijk out. And when you're trying to play a high offside line, which Liverpool have tried to play this season, you need to be working with the defenders day in, day out. They need to form an understanding. But Liverpool haven't had the same centre-halves for most of the games. There's been an injury. Even when Fabinho went back, he then got injured. So I think teams will try and capitalise on that. They'll keep sticking it in behind Liverpool. But I'm more worried for Gomez as the player. He's had a cruciate ligament injury. He's had bad ankle injury. He's had ankle surgery. He's now maybe an ACL again. And that's a real worry for a young player that's trying to get to the top of the game. He's playing for England. And I think what I hope he doesn't do is lose his confidence. Every time he goes out on the field, he thinks that there may be that chance of getting an injury. Hopefully he doesn't lose his pace, which players can do when they have ACL injuries or ankle injuries. So I think it's a major loss for Liverpool, but it's even worse for the player himself, Joe Gomez.
Frank, just picking up on the point that Stevie made about how it's a very different position, obviously, than playing in midfield. And only like Fernandinho, Fabinho could do that because, obviously, they're used to protecting the back four. Just give us a little more detail about the uniqueness of the centre-back role.
At the ball, you have to react to what is being offered to you. And it's what it is when you're centre-half. When you have to defend, you have to be ready to correct your situation and react to what somebody offers to you in front of you, and that's very hard. And when you have the ball, it's true that you see the game, you see everything in front of you, but you have to be cool enough to analyze everything in half a second and make sure that the first pass will be the good pass to access to a very good action. So it's what it is. And I agree with Stevie when he was saying that for Henderson it will be difficult because he's in the middle of the park, and you are allowed to make fouls in the middle of the park. When you are in the last 30 yards, you have to be cool enough to make sure that at that point you better stay up, you better not tackling, you better not making a foul, because otherwise you're going to concede a free kick to the best, or maybe a penalty to the worst.
7 weeks to go, Jules, until the transfer window open. Is it just a case of trying to put a Band-Aid on that defence up until then? And how, or do Liverpool have the resources then to bring in a centre-back who could help them out?
I think now with Gomez injuries and unfortunately for him, it looks like it's a very serious one. Even if Fabinho comes back soon, which should be the case, I don't think it's enough for the objective and the ambition that Liverpool have again this season. And let's not forget as well that with Matip's age and Van Dijk's age as well, there would be a point where they would have had to go and get another centre back anyway for the years to come. So I think you just move that up if you can in January, and then either you go for someone that would help you and maybe is more of a short mid-term solution, or you go for someone who's also long-term solution who's much younger but maybe more expensive, like, I don't know, Upamecano, for example, for the sake of it, and you invest heavily as early as January for that, then it would be for Jurgen Klopp and Michael Edwards to decide. But certainly now the need is huge for them to go and get someone in January regardless.
What percentage chance do Liverpool have of defending their title, Stevie?
Oh my goodness. That drops a good 20-25% from where they were without Van Dijk. And you know, I think right now Liverpool absolutely, because of this injury, have to go out and spend a lot of money. Because Joe Gomez, at 23 years of age, as Robert was saying, has already had 2 major surgeries.
Right.
That means the chances of it happening again, they rise. You're talking about percentages of Liverpool defending. You talk about percentages of a player having another bad injury. So I think this forces them into it. And they should go and get a Upamecano that Jules mentioned.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.